Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are making rolled oat raisin crispies, otherwise known as oatmeal raisin cookies. However, I'm not sure if I'll be doing the raisins. I also don't honestly know if I've ever made oatmeal raisin cookies. So this will be a first. And the recipe is pretty simple, so it's not really saying, do your dry ingredients first, do your wet ingredients. So I'm going to do what I know, which is to do the wet ingredients first. And the dry ingredients, we're going to get that ready. So we need 2 cups of flour to get us started. Well, and I grabbed the wrong measuring cup, so that is really only 1 cup. And 2. We need 1 teaspoon of baking soda. One teaspoon of salt. We also need 2 cups of the quick oats, which I've got right here. So we've got 1 and almost 2. All right. We are now going to just set that aside. Now it does say 1/3 cup water, so a 1/3 cup of water we'll add here. One cup of shortening. Which is going to be this entire Also, preheat your oven. If you haven't done that now, preheat the oven to 375 degrees. Now it does call for 2 cups of brown sugar. However, I'm doing 1 cup brown and 1 cup white. All right, so I went ahead and added the 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, the half a teaspoon of nutmeg. So we've got all of that together. I do believe that is we need 2 eggs. And I am going to just let this sit for a moment on the stove as it is preheating. And I'm doing that with the intention that hopefully that shortening melts. In the meantime, I'm just going to mix our dry ingredients together. And again, I'm just giving this a couple of minutes to hopefully get warm. And a little more melted. That is the idea. So as you can see, there are still quite a few chunks in there from the butter. Well, it's shortening, my bad. All right, so still a little lumpy from the shortening. I am going to go ahead and mix it in with our dry ingredients right now, though. And obviously we're just mixing all of our ingredients together except for the raisins or chocolate chips if that's what you're going to do. I think I'm going to split this batch and do half and half. I'm gonna have the biggest mess to clean up on this burner. That'll be fun. Not really. And I always like to check the very bottom of whatever bowl I'm using to ensure that everything is mixed around. You don't want to have any flour left on the bottom of the bowl. You again want to make sure everything is mixed in there. All right, looks good. So this is like our base basically. So before we add the raisins or the chocolate chips. So again, I think I'm going to be doing half chocolate chip, half raisin. So I'm just kind of splitting it. I'm just going to move that batch of dough over to the side. And since the recipe calls for a cup of raisins for the whole batch, again, since we're only doing half the batch, roughly, I'm going to do roughly You know, I'm not going to do any of the raisins. I just don't feel like they're in the best shape. So in that case, we'll do half a cup of chocolate chips. And obviously add back in. And really, it would be a whole cup of chocolate chips. But I'm using the mini chocolate chips, and I want to see just how those come out. because you really don't need a whole bunch of them. They can start to burn and cause your cookie to burn as well. Oh my fucking God. I just made a mess all over. I'm like so done with this. And if we're measuring it, they're probably about 2 tablespoons big. And we've got 7 minutes left on our cookies in the oven. All right, last little bit done here. And this one's a little small, so I'm going to pull a little bit from some of these other ones to try to make it bigger. Okay, so now we've got the cookie dough prepped and ready to just be thrown in the oven, and those look pretty good so far. So in the meantime, I'm just going to be cleaning up. If you guys have watched before, I do spend my spare time cleaning stuff up. I like to clean as I go, so I'm done with it, all of it, the entire process of cooking and baking sooner. So and I guess we'll do a quick lesson here. If you made a giant mess like I did, and you have to take this out, these usually just pull out. You've got the prongs that connect them there. So I obviously am not going to cook on my burners like this, because if I did, it would be a disaster. You can tell that we've got flour all over it, as well as some kind of caked on cookie dough. So I'm just going to get this cleaned up. Oh my gosh, they smell amazing. Nice and puffy. Let's check the bottom of them. All right, I think they look pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and get this batch put in for the 10 minutes. Ooh, I just took a chunk out of that one. Oops. Oh, I'm so tired of cleaning up messes. But 'tis life. For now, I'm just gonna let these cool just for a couple of minutes, and then I'll put them here in just a few minutes. So I usually fast every single day, meaning I stop eating for at least 13 hours before I eat again. I could probably eat now. Let me check and see, because I do want to try these cookies. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so nice and soft in the middle. They're really good. The only thing I'm thinking is maybe letting them cook for 11 minutes versus 10, just so that they're a little more crispy, not hard, just crisp. But they're really good. And I really think that depending on how large you're making your oatmeal cookies would also depend on how long you're cooking them. I've got chocolate all over my fingers. Okay. All of my oven mitts are dirty right now, so I'm using a towel. So gonna take these ones out that we baked for 11 minutes, put the new ones in, and bake those for 11 minutes. So I always look, so I always like to check the bottom and make sure it's got a nice golden brown to it all the way around it. And that cookie stayed together pretty well considering. So these are done. So overall, I think we all get the gist of how to make, what were they, rolled oat raisin Crispies. However, if anything, I've made rolled oat chocolate chip Crispies. But again, aka oatmeal cookies. If you have questions, leave them down in the comments. Any suggestions, let me know down in the comments. Now, one thing I can tell you right now is I am not a huge fan of nutmeg. I actually had to buy nutmeg to make these cookies. So if, like for me, I already know that's something next time I may use less of. Again, when you're using a recipe, as long as you don't go too crazy, I think it is totally okay to just alter a little bit the things that you may like or you may not like. Just like these don't have raisins, they're chocolate chips instead. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up button, and also make sure to check out my other videos. There is a homemade peanut butter cookie one on here as well. So, all right, thank you so much,